Welcome back. This is episode 17 of the Provenance Marketing Show. I'm your host, Ryan Jennings, and this is the show where we talk about what New Zealand manufacturers are making in New Zealand and the things that are available to consumers. And we've got a couple of particular products on the show today. The first I'm going to start with is this product here, which is by a company called Aotearoa Nutrients, and the brand name is called Bluebell Organic. And the fascinating thing about this is although New Zealand already exports a lot of milk powder into Asia, particularly China, for infant formula, this is the first organic product on the market going to New Zealand. So this is for our own kids and babies in New Zealand that need a supplement for their nutrition at a young age. This particular product is the toddler milk. Now, in general, and a lot of you as viewers would look at this and say, hey, this isn't necessary, breastfeeding is best, and that is the general nutritional advice. This is really for mums where the breastfeeding is either painful or can't be done, or maybe your baby has some type of issue with the proteins in your milk, so you need an alternative to make sure that they grow and get bigger. The difference between the green one and the blue one is that goat's milk is actually the closest type of milk to human milk. It's easier for babies to digest than potentially cow milk. Not all the time, you may not have this issue. You'll notice that on the back of the can, they've got the New Zealand made Kiwi trademark there, next to where it says made in New Zealand. And that's super important because businesses that put that on there get to trade off the trust in our country, and you should be starting to see these on the shelves all around New Zealand at New Worlds, Pack and Saves, Foursquares. Always seek professional advice. Talk to your midwife, talk to your doctor, or talk to your health professional about whether this type of nutrients is the right way to go. I can only look at it from the product branding perspective and say that I think they've done a fantastic job. This looks very playful. I like what they've done with the background's not a white, it's a slight cream. And if you go onto their website, bluebellbabies.co.nz, it's stunning. It is a masterclass in how you make a website look beautiful and be very educational without being overselly. If you'd like to win one of these, we'll put in the comments or the copy above how you can win one of these. The second one is by a company called NOM Global, N-O-M, and their website is nom.co.nz. They do shampoos and conditioners. These particular products are natural shampoos. So if you have problems with over oily hair or scalp problems with the types of shampoos and conditioners that you may get from very large companies where they use some pretty abrasive chemicals sometimes, it might be worth having a look at something that's a bit more natural. So with this particular one here, this is a sandalwood and orange. So the aroma of this is amazing. I particularly like sandalwood. I think it's a great flavor in itself. So if you want the shampoo, they've also got, in this flavor, they've also got the matching conditioner. Each of them are $9.95. You can purchase it from nom.co.nz. That's nom.co.nz. The company is run by Frances Rogerson. She's based out of Wanaka. They've been around since 1996, so they're obviously doing something right. And lastly, something that's on the back of it that we're seeing more and more on products. Here it says no animal fats, no artificial perfumes, no chemical coloring, no artificial coloring, and most importantly, in my view, not tested on animals. Really important, and I think more consumers, as they wake up to what goes into manufacturing products, care about what's not done to the product. So highly recommend you take a look at these guys. Last up is something that's not in front of us here today. We've just released a new way that's going to strengthen the Kiwi trademark online on websites such as Bluebell Babies and nom.co.nz, where instead of just providing the JPEG image to businesses and saying, hey, you can put this on your website, we're now going to give them a number of lines of code which still put the Kiwi trademark on their website in addition to their license number, and it automatically links back to our records of which of their products are licensed as New Zealand made. We did a press announcement on this, and I think we've got some commentary with Radio NZ.
Now, the official New Zealand made trademark, an extra layer of security has been added when businesses want to display it on their website.
Yeah, so in the past year, there have been 68 instances of potential misuse of that Buy New Zealand made logo. So of that number, 68, 2/3 have been warned, and some have either removed the logo or they've gone on to actually get a licence, and the rest have yet to be resolved. Buy New Zealand Made's Executive Director Ryan Jennings says it has prompted the campaign to create a website widget for when companies use the logo online.
The Buy New Zealand Made campaign has always administered the New Zealand Made Kiwi trademark. What this widget does is makes it easy for consumers to tell the difference between those that are just logos that a business may have copied and ones that are registered license holders.
Just before I go, I thought I would share what I'm reading at the moment. There's a book called Ambition by Julie Fry and Hayden Glass, and they've done a piece of work that talks about what ambition is about for New Zealand and why it's important to us. We wanted to shed some light on the stories we tell about ourselves and encourage people to talk about whether those stories are taking us forward or holding us back. The long and short of it is that greater comfort with ambitions could make our lives together as New Zealanders easier. And the reason I read that out is, whether you're a manufacturer or a consumer, there are some fantastic things going on in New Zealand at the moment, and I encourage you to look within the boundaries of New Zealand for what we're making, because there is some fantastic stuff happening. Now I'm just going to go into the Q&A. These are questions that we've received from our online chat on bynz.org.nz.
I was interested in the requirements for businesses to use the logo, as I have seen some online and wondered if they were using it legitimately.
Yes, a good question. Whether a business is using it legitimately online, I've just covered with the eligibility for the Kiwi trademark and displaying it on your site. In terms of the criteria we have for eligibility, it varies between the different logos. New Zealand grown, we want to see the product is grown here. For New Zealand made, we want to see that the manufacturing process takes place in New Zealand. And depending on which category you're in, whether it's food and beverage or health, there are slightly different permutations, whether we approve or not. But for each sector, we have some very clear rules, and we rely on case law where possible for what the Commerce Commission has already ruled on.
Hi Ryan, do you know if there are different sizes of the New Zealand made cardboard swing tags? We currently have some that are a bit too big for the products we want to use them on.
So this is an easy question. How big are the swing tags that we get in? We only have them in one size, and that's 50 mils. So we would need to get some made specifically for you as a registered license holder. And we could probably get that to happen if you need them in large quantities. Sometimes we do act on what our businesses want. So recently we put a 10 mil sticker out there, whereas previously the smallest sticker size was 25 mils. Okay, that's all the questions we have for today. So thanks very much for watching. We will see you again next week. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, go to youtube.com/bynzmade. If you're listening on the podcast, search for Provenance Marketing Show on iTunes or any of your preferred podcast listening players, and you should be able to find us. I hope you enjoyed listening and watching, and if you do have products you want to send in as a business, please send them in. If you're out there wanting to see a product featured, comment below what you'd like to see, and we'll try and get them on the show. Thanks very much for watching. See you next week.